Welcome to our Principle of Accounts class. In today's lesson, we'll be looking at the contra entries in the cash book. Now, what really is a contra entry? A contra entry is when a transaction has a debit and a credit entry in the cash book. In other words, it's saying that that one transaction is recorded on the debit side and also on the credit side of the cash book. It has two entries to be made. Most contra entries are when money is being moved within a company. So the money is not losing from the company or moving out of the company. It's either it is being moved within the company. For instance, when money is being moved from the cash register to the bank saving account, or from when the company take out money from the bank and place it into the cash register. In that instant, is the company own money, but they're just moving it from one saving place to another, either from the cash till to the bank or from the bank to the cash till. Money is not leaving the company, it is just being moved from one saving place to another within the company. So just remember that that's what a contra entry is. For example, let's go into some contra entries transaction. The 5th of May, the owner moves $500 from the cash register to the bank account. 7th of May, withdrew cash of $650 from the bank for business use. 17th of May, paid cash directly into the bank account $400. 18th of May, moved $300 from the bank account to the cash till. 23rd of May, took out from the cash till and paid directly into the bank account $40. So I'm going to work out this example for you. So we have our cash book, or we head up our name and we draw up our format. So let's read and analyze the first transaction. 5th of May, the owner moved $500 from the cash register to the bank account. So let's analyze this now. So as with just any other transaction, we must ask ourselves, who is receiving money and who is giving out the money? So let's read it over again. The owner moved $500 from the cash register to the bank account. Whose money is being moved? The business money or the owner money is being moved from where? The cash register, the business cash register, to the business bank account. So therefore, the company is not losing this money. They're just moving it from one place in the business to another place in the business. So this kind of transaction is considered a contra entry because they will have two different transactions, one on the debit side and one on the credit side. So let us discuss the credit entry first. So we ask ourselves, who is getting this money? Which account is getting this money? The bank account is getting $500 because the owner is moving $500 from the cash register to the bank account. So we're moving it from the cash to the bank. And where are we getting this money from? We're getting it from the cash column. And we have to place a C there, capital C in bracket, next to that transaction to indicate that's a contra entry. Now that we finished the debit side, let's look at the credit side transaction of the 5th of May. So who is losing this money? We ask ourselves, the cash column is losing $500 because the owner is moving $500 out of the cash register to the bank account. And who is gaining this money to put in the detail? The bank account. And we don't forget to place your capital C in bracket there to indicate that it's a contra entry. So as you can see, there's a transaction on the debit side and a transaction on the credit side for the 5th of May. Let's move on to the 7th of May. 7th of May, withdrew cash of $650 from the bank for business use. Now, let us analyze who is getting and who is losing money. So it's stating there withdrew cash of $650 from the bank. So that means that the bank is losing $650. And who is getting it? The business is getting it for business use. So that means we're withdrawing $650 of cash from the bank account and placing it into the business cash account. So let's deal with the credit debit entry first. Who is getting the $650? Which column does it goes to? It goes to the cash column. $650 gaining in the cash column. And where are we getting this $650 from? We're getting it from the bank column, or the bank aspect of the business, and we place our C in bracket there to indicate a contra entry. So let's go to the credit entry of this 7th of May. Now, who is losing the $650? The bank account is losing $650. And who is gaining it? The cash column. So we place a C there. We want to place our C in our details to indicate a contra entry. Let's move on. 17th of May. Cash paid directly into the bank account, $400. Now, please excuse the plane that's flying there. So, we ask ourselves once again, who is getting and who is losing money? Cash paid directly into the bank. It is not stating that it is cash sales or it's someone paying us this cash. It is stating cash paid directly into the bank. So it is safe to assume that we are taking out money from our cash till and placing it into the bank saving account. So we are moving our own money from the cash to the bank. So let's look at the debit entry. Who is gaining this money? The bank column is gaining $400. Where are they gaining this money from? They're gaining it from the cash column. So we have to place a C here to indicate a contra entry. Let's look at the credit entry. Who is losing $400? The cash column is losing $400. And who is they're placing this $400 to? The bank column. Remember to place our C in bracket to indicate a contra entry. So let's move on to the 18th of May. Move $300 from the bank account to the cash till. So let's say who is gaining, who is losing. We are moving $300 from the bank account, the business bank account, to the business cash till. So money is not losing there. So when money is moved within a company, it is considered a contra entry. So on the debit entry will be the cash till is receiving $300 from the bank. And the credit entry will be the bank account is losing $300, or it's moving and it's moving to the cash account. We need to place our C in bracket to indicate a contra entry. Our next example state the 23rd of May. Took out from the cash till and paid directly into the bank account. So let's see who is getting, who is receiving here. So it's saying took out from the cash till. Whose cash till? We are safe to assume that is the business cash till they're talking about. And it's paid directly into the business bank account. Once again, money is not being lost out of the business. It's just being moved from one place to another. And who is getting this money within the business? The business bank account. And you're getting it from the cash. And we place our C in bracket to indicate a contra entry. And who is losing this money within the business? It is the business bank account is being moved from the business cash till, is being moved from, and it's being moved to the business bank account, and we place our C there to indicate a contra entry. So now that we have finished all these examples, I hope that you understand what contra entries are. Is basically moving money within a business from the cash till to the bank account, or from the bank account to the business cash till. The money is not being lost outside of the business. It's just moving from one place to another within a business. So when you're doing your cash book, please read your transaction carefully and ask yourself who is receiving and who is losing money. And if the business is the money is being moved within the business from the cash to the bank or from the bank to the cash, it is a contra entry. I hope that you have learned something today. Keep doing your own revision, doing your own research. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next lesson.